My name is Charlotte. I'm one of the site interpreters here at Oak Alley Plantation. Right now we are standing in the Rose Garden. This is reminiscent of what Mrs. Stewart's garden would have looked like in the mid-1900s. We just finished this project about a year ago, and so the roses, the flowers here have really had a chance to come into their own. We've got dozens in bloom today. They're all antique varieties. There's several different varieties that are all over the place. Between the rose bushes, we've got climbing roses, we've got camellias, we've got hydrangeas. There's always something that's going to be in bloom out here. Now, this side of the plantation would not have looked like this originally. We also have several other markers that show what this side would have really looked like. Over here, we have a Garçonniere building, or at least the layout of the ground of it. Over here would have been where the kitchen was. And then over here would have probably been where a laundry station was. Over towards where the mansion's side is up there is going to be where the original cistern for the house was. So while today this looks like a rose garden, like what Mrs. Stewart treated it for more than 50 years, originally this is going to be the hub for the house slave at Oak Alley Plantation. This is going to be where the cook is. This is going to be where the laundresses are. And this might even be where some of the house slaves are residing. Today, Oak Alley is 1,200 acres. Back then, it was also roughly about 1,200 acres. Right now, Oak Alley Foundation, the public nonprofit side of the property, is about 63 acres. And currently, over 30 of those acres are open to the general public. We've got lots of space outside, not just this rose garden. There's another garden that represents an 1850s formal garden on the other side of the mansion. There is ample space outside, and of course the alley of oaks up front. It's about a quarter-mile walk. This is a weeping Japanese maple tree. It marks right in front of where possibly the original gate of Petit Versailles is currently located. This gate has been at Oak Alley Plantation since Mr. and Mrs. Stewart moved in. It is rumored that they brought it from Le Petit Versailles, the home of Valcour Am. Valcour Am was Jacques Ramon's brother-in-law, and Jacques Ramon is the original planter at Oak Alley Plantation. Right now, we're standing next to one of our many southern magnolia trees. They are currently in bloom, and they'll be in bloom for the next couple of months. This is a very large flower, and it is our state's official flower. We've got a large one that is to the back of the house. That magnolia tree is going to be about 100 years old, a little older in fact. Behind me is our sugarcane theater. It is an open-air exhibit. It has a short film on modern Louisiana sugarcane production that is about 8 minutes long, and it's on a continuous loop, so it's always operating. This plantation, like many other southern Louisiana plantations, is going to be a sugarcane plantation. In fact, virtually all plantations south of Baton Rouge will be sugarcane. Easy way to remember it, Louisiana is shaped like a boot. Ankle down is going to be sugarcane, ankle up is cotton. So everything south of Baton Rouge, almost entirely sugarcane. All right, so right now we're at our timeline exhibit. This gives a little bit of information on everybody between when the Ramon family was evicted off the property in 1866 to right before Mr. and Mrs. Stewart purchased the property in 1925. We also have an online interactive timeline at oakalleyplantation.org. So you can go through and look at all of the events that happened at Oak Alley over the course of about 200 years of history. Right now, we are on our upriver garden. This is the western garden side of the house. This is reminiscent of what it might have looked like back in the mid-1800s. Now, currently the garden is here, but originally the garden would have actually been behind the house. We moved it over here though because we have many historically established trees ranging from about 100 to 150 years old behind the house, and this was better equipped with the sunlight. It's nice in the open. We're not disturbing any of the existing historical trees by putting the garden here. We've got several different varieties of plants. We've got rosemary and sweet olive trees. The sweet olive trees produce a bloom that is incredibly fragrant. As many people find out when they come here, Oak Alley Plantation is not named after any inside features. It's not named after the big house. It's named after our 28 Virginia live oaks. We have recently found out over the past several years that our oaks are not all the same age. The oldest ones are going to be closest to the house at about 250. As you go further down the alley, the trees get younger. 220 to 230 years old for the next two pairs, 200s, 190s. The last couple pairs will be about 180 years old. They were transplanted by the enslaved community using physics to move them in place and then engineering to keep the trees watered. Today, this quarter-mile long alley is walked by many, many people, and it is a wonderful opportunity to be able to get outside and enjoy the breeze that is being funneled through the trees from the Mississippi River. At the slavery exhibit, almost every hour, we have a talk on the lives of the enslaved community that commences. It's a conversation series that goes through individual experiences of the enslaved community at Oak Alley Plantation. Some of the talks will feature individuals from several different groups within the enslaved community, house slaves, field slaves, and craftsmen. Other talks focus more on sugarcane production, how it was really back in the mid-1800s, and what some of those individuals would have gone through during the sugar grinding season. Oak Alley Plantation is open every single day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The house tours go on about every 15 to 30 minutes, and like I said, the talk on the lives of the enslaved community starts about every hour or so. Look for the time clock, and that'll tell you when the next tour is going to start. Thank you all for looking at Oak Alley Plantation with me. We really hope to see you here.
Hey, my name is Jason Gonzalez. I'm the owner of Gonzo Smokehouse and Barbecue. We've been operating since 2016. We started off doing farmers markets, now we're here in a permanent spot in Luland, located at 12325 River Road in Luland. We're only open on Fridays for right now. We open up at 11:30 on Fridays. Try to go to 3. We've been selling out the last 2 weeks at about 1 o'clock. We do accept pre-orders. Start taking pre-orders at the beginning of the week. We go to Thursday. Yeah, we go to Thursday. We cook everything on these two monsters right here. The two 500-gallon decommissioned propane tanks that were used in the oil fields way back in the day, and now we're using them to smoke meats. Everything is wood burning, no electrical. We use pecan wood and oak wood as well. We specialize in brisket, pork belly, pulled pork. We make our own sausages in the house, brisket boudin. Do chicken sausage, and we do some jalapeno cheddar beef sausage. Oh yeah, anything else? Big, especially during the winter time. Everybody's making gumbo, everybody's making red beans and rice. And we try to mimic how they're doing it out in the quads. That's kind of the old school way, the true way to do andouille. All pork andouille sausage. We smoke everything on here. We smoke it about probably between 6 and 8 hours. It's a really high temperature. Probably gonna be making a batch where we load up the firebox with all longwood and oak wood. And to offset smokers, so all you heat is here, and then come around here, the cooking chamber. This is where we put all the meat in. So on this guy, we can fit about 16 briskets in here. Today we did 15. We sold out today. We did about 60 pounds of barbacoa boudin today. We sold out. We sold about 40 pounds of chicken fajita sausage today. The chicken fajita sausage is 100% chicken thighs, pepper jack cheese, chipotle peppers, and a little bit of lime sauce. We make it all in house. Yeah, so today we were sampling out a new sausage that we made. We're sampling it out this week to get everybody's opinion on it. It seems like everybody's liking it, so we might have it on the menu next week. So it's another chicken sausage, chicken, cheddar cheese, cilantro, bacon, a little bit of beer. We make it all in house, smoke it, and everybody loves it today. Probably gonna have it. So yeah, we're always trying to come up with new sausage ideas. Yeah, chicken sausage has been a hit. We've been doing the chicken sausage the last few weeks, and it's been a hit. We're trying to do different versions of chicken sausage. So we came up with that one, and it's really good. And we usually do a boudin every week. So usually brisket boudin. This week we did barbacoa boudin. Barbacoa is basically beef cheeks that we smoke, and then we braise it, kind of break it down and shred it, and put it in the boudin. We had that today. We usually have brisket boudin, barbacoa boudin, and every now and then we'll do the traditional boudin. Yeah, every week we have at least a boudin or a sausage, along with brisket, pork belly, ribs. Sides we do every week. Usually we do a mac and cheese. We won the NOLA Mac and Cheese Fest in 2017 with brisket mac and cheese. We smoked it. We actually made the mac and cheese and smoked it on the smoker. And it had brisket in it. We won that in 2017. So every week we have mac and cheese on the menu. And we do a smoked Gouda cheese corn grits. It's corn grits and we put smoked Gouda cheese on top. So those two sides we usually have every week. We also have broccoli burn-ins. We take the broccoli crown, smoke it on the smoker. We dip it in a chili garlic sauce that we made. We smoke it, and then we slice everything with it. So we got the whole head of broccoli. We slice it and serve it like that. We do brisket dirty rice as well. It's really good. We try to do some different things over there. We don't do anything. Everybody's like, hey, do we do beans? And like, we just try to do some different stuff. We do a brisket dirty rice. Sometimes we do a barbacoa dirty rice. During Lent, we were running some seafood options. A lot of people didn't want to eat meat, so we're doing a smoked crawfish mac and cheese, which is really hot item. We're doing smoked scalloped potatoes with lump crab meat. We're making the whole scalloped potatoes and putting them on the smoker and cooking them on the smoker. And we're sourcing all the seafood from the Zalmans. We're getting the crawfish from the Zalmans and getting the crab meat from the Zalmans. Yeah, so we're probably going to be doing some of that pretty soon. We kind of laid off because we ran through Lent, and then we went back to mac and cheese. Yeah, we try to have at least 2 or 3 different sides. Maybe a dessert. We probably do like a smoked brisket one week, smoked apple pie, yeah, we try to do everything on the smooth. Kind of give it that extra flavor.
Go.
All right, I'm George Beck now, Beck's at the Lake. My wife and I own Beck's at the Lake. We're 3.5, almost 4 years here. I'm 39 years into the catering business. So we do a lot of off-site catering, weddings, corporate events, company picnics, crawfish balls. We own our own tent stables, chairs, ball and rigs. So we do a lot of outside catering. We're here actually on the dock downstairs. This is a venue of about 70 people here. It's got its own bar, its own restaurant. Then we have the upstairs. The upstairs restaurant's 100 seats. We do primarily seafood, steaks, burgers. We've got a really good set of desserts that we serve here. So just a family run, relax, come pass a good time place.
All right, if you're just getting here or you've been here a while, just to remind you, we are Chicken on the Bone, all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana. And we're so thankful to be out here tonight. Thanks so much.
Anybody ever heard of the rougarou? The rougarou, it's something I heard about as a kid. It was told to me by my grandpa and my uncle. They would say, "You better be good, or the rougarou is going to come out of the swamps and get you at night." And so I was scared to death about this thing called the rougarou. So I would go out on the porch and I would look out at night under a full moon and look for this thing called the rougarou. And I would look and look. But the worst thing is, I never knew what the rougarou was. I never knew what it looked like.
And you know, folks always get into things like, oh, the mysteries of the loup-garou or the rougarou. Now, the loup, as they say loup-garou from the early French settlers, the loup part means for a wolf, and the garou part means for a shapeshifter. People turning into ravens, or wolves and deers, or coyotes and all. And they would call it the loup-garou, and now here locally we call it the rougarou. Now, the rougarou got this old folklore. Oh, about the old werewolf, a Cajun werewolf, similar to what people call like a Bigfoot, except the werewolf here, the loup-garou, and the rougarou has the head of a wolf and the body of a man, yet being hairy and creeping and got its mysteries about it. The legend goes on to tell that if you look a rougarou in the eyes at night, that you would turn into the rougarou.
Depending on who you ask, the rougarou will come out and will bite you, and it will turn you into a rougarou, and you have to not tell anyone for 1 year and 1 day to break the spell of being the rougarou. Otherwise, every night you'll turn into the rougarou forever. But if you wait for 1 year and 1 day and you don't tell anyone, then you break the spell and you can turn back into a normal human again.
They say they will also say if you carry rolled up leaves in your pocket and in your wallet, that the rougarou could get into you. It couldn't change you because you're just carrying some swamp leaves in your wallet or in your pocket. Now, whether that's true or not, maybe we should carry some leaves anyway there.
I think I know at least a few people who claim to have seen the rougarou, so we better get back before the sun goes down or we might see it here. So.